Hi everyone. Hope you can hear me. Just going to see if I can find my comments here. Get started. Welcome to BERNINA Canada Live. It sure is a pleasure to be here. Hope you can hear me. All right, we're live again. I'm in a kind of a new little setup here at work. I've made this nice little cozy nook here, and we'll try to show you lots of great close-ups and some computer simulations and some samples. So we've got a really great day lined up for you. All right, so today's topic is how to fake out your friends with quilting stitches or decorative stitches that look like hand sewing but are in fact done by your machine. And in particular, we have two amazing techniques for you today. One is the hand look quilting stitch on BERNINA machines, and the other is Faux Sashko. And I was inspired to do this little chat today by two things. My love of hand sewing. I just don't have time to do a lot of hand sewing, but I really do love doing, this is like a hand sashiko little sampler that I got from, I think, the workroom in Toronto. And also my friend Carolyn, she wrote in saying that she was having some troubles with the hand look quilting stitch. So hopefully today we'll get Carolyn all set up so that you can fake out your friends. They'll think that you did hand stitching, but only we'll know you did it by machine. All right, so let's take a closer look at the hand look quilting stitch. All right, I'm going to turn over to my computer. All right, here we go. Oh, it's not got a great connection. We're there. All right. So as you can see on my screen, sorry about the flickering. Let me just see if I can improve that. Nope. We are going to go to the sewing machine because that is just too flickery. Sorry about that. I'll just move the camera so you can see the screen. Here we go. So here we are looking at Mr. 570. There's a 570 right there, and it's got, a lot of our machines have secret stitches in them, and the one I sort of want to talk to you about today is the hand look quilting stitch. Sorry about that. And it is found in the quilting folder. There, now we shouldn't slide anymore. Great. It is found in the quilting folder. So if you have a machine that sort of looks like this, the files are divided up the stitches are divided up into sort of folders, utility stitches and decorative stitches and alphabets and buttonholes. And down here is a pretty picture of a quilt. And that's where you will find the quilting stitch. And on this machine, actually, it is stitches 1305 through 1308. There's a couple of different settings there. Hi everyone. Hi, nice. Oh, we've got new people watching today. Great to see you. We've got different types of hand look stitches there. I think a good one for a beginner is the 8 stitches per inch. That just looks really, really good to me. And if you want to know more about this stitch, remember, we've got the help feature here. You can press help and you can see what that stitch is about. And true to the advertising, this is called a hand look quilt stitch. And there's some ideas here for setup and for fabrics and for your bobbin and whether you should use dual feet or not. So lots of information on many, many stitches in your machine, right on the machine. Okay, we don't need that because I have that all memorized. Hi, Linda. Hi, Cynthia. Hi, Donna. Hi. Donna's just around the corner. You should come over next time. We'll do this together. That would be great. And Linda's joining us from the US. Linda K, thanks so much. And Cynthia, good to see you again. Okay, so we're talking about hand look quilting, and I've selected my stitch on the screen, which is great. And the other thing you might see on the screen, and I know my angle is a little bit bad here, is the tension. The tension is pretty high. It's up at 5. But I know for hand look quilting, you need to bring that tension way, way up. So I'm going to show it to you when in the regular setting, and then I'm going to show you how to get it to look amazing. And this might help my friend Caroline. All right, so let's look down at the machine. So I don't really have a specialty needle in this machine. I've just put in a universal needle. I cranked this tight and now I can't move it. I miss Sarah. There we go. So this is my Sashko sampler that I really was inspired by. So I'm going to take that away. All right. Now, the way that you set up for this particular stitch is, oh, let me show you a sample of what we're trying to achieve. Here we go. Do you see that? That's done on machine. This is the thing I'm trying to achieve. It's awesome. The green thread is being pulled up very, very tight by the top thread. So the green thread is my bobbin thread, and my top thread is basically invisible. I selected a very thin thread. I'll show you which thread that matches my background, which is about a greeny gray color. So let me show you the thread. I'll just unthread my machine and rethread it because I like you so much. I use, where is it? Superior Bottom Line. This is called the Bottom Line by Superior Threads. It's incredibly fine. Can you see how fine it is? I'll come a little closer. There you go. It's very, very fine. It is 60 weight polyester, and I've got it in like a silvery gray color. So now I just have to do some gymnastics to get a little closer to the machine. Excuse me. Here we go. And I'm going to put it back on the machine. So that's on the top, which is really strange, right? Because bottom line, we usually put that on the bottom. That's right. Stacy, I checked this, and this stitch is absolutely on the 750. So get ready for it. I hope you're all sitting down. Okay, so we've got our bottom line on the bottom. Sorry, the bottom line is on the top, which is so confusing. Bottom line bobbin thread on the top. My bobbin is full of Aurifil. Sorry about that. There we go. I bought a new camera and it likes to turn off. I'll fix that setting next time. My bobbin thread is bottom line. My bottom thread is Aurifil, and I selected the 30 weight, the green spool. There you go. Different than what we use for piecing. Usually use the orange spool. So we're looking for the green spool. It's just a bit thicker, and I wound my bobbin with that. And actually, that's how I did it for my stitched out sample, but I'm going to stitch on a pink sample today. So I put a different thread in the bobbin. I put the, who was it that I put in there? It's Metler, and it is the cotton finish, silk finish cotton, right? And that one is like a 50 weight. So that's what I've put it there. It's a cotton. I want that to show on the top. That's going to be like my green. Sorry, I'm so confused today. I'll get this. All right. So I've got my quilt sandwich here. It's ready to go. I selected that stitch, and I'm going to do a few stitches. Just the settings that came as the default. But I'm going to tell you that I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to make an adjustment. Put it down. Do a little sewing. Notice the speed I'm going. Slow. Okay, let's take a look. The reason I'm going so slow, do you know? It's because that top thread, the bottom line on the top, has to work really hard. So there, I cannot see the pink coming through yet. No, I cannot. So I'm going to go up to the screen and change it to increase the tension. The default is 5, I'm moving it up to 7. I kid you not, you need a lot of tension, a lot of top tension on this. Here we go. Test number 2. Hey Nancy, hey Claire. All right. I can see the thread is coming up a bit better now. I think we have to go higher. The other thing, yeah, see? Oh yes. That hand stitching looks amazing, Adrienne. Hey Claire, yep, you can do this on the 480. I did a sample at home. Yep. So there you go. It's coming up. And I can't see the bottom line because it's matching the gray background. Awesome. I know, I'm pretty clever. Now the thing is, you can see this fabric is shifting a little bit. This is not my favorite foot for this application. I would use a foot that's going to hold the fabric so the fabric doesn't what we call flag. So I would use a clear foot. Then I can see where I can stop, where I'm going, I can follow a line, and I have the benefit of the foot holding the fabric down for me. Here we go. Oh, I'm going to increase the tension just a little bit because I think it could be perfect at 8 1/4. There we go. So I'm just increasing the top tension. I'm pulling really hard with that thin thread, almost like a fishing line, to pull up the bobbin thread. Great. Oh yeah, that is pretty darn good. See how it's pulling that thread up? I love that stitch. So I'm doing this on a 570. You can do this on just about any machine that has it programmed in the computerized machine itself. So 4 series, 5 series, 7 series, 8 series. And Bonnie, I selected foot number 39. And the reason I picked that is because it's clear. It's got all those markings so I can keep myself square and follow a line if I had put a chalk line down, something like that. If I change to decorative stitches, this one's also great for decorative stitches, right? It's got a big channel in the back. This is the clear equivalent of, well, it's kind of like number 20, except it's closed at the front. So it's great for decorative stitches. You want to be closer to this. So this is the foot. I can bring the foot a little closer. That's 39. And I can bring the stitches closer too. So that's 39C. Pardon my camera. It's okay. It just has this automatic turn off setting. I'll fix it. There we go. And the stitches, let me bring them real close. Do you see them? See how nice they look? Do you want to see the back? I'll show you what the back looks like so that on your project, the back just looks like little tiny stitches. There we go. Do you see that? The back looks great. It's just the bobbin, which is the pink showing. So on the top, you've got that really nice superior threads. The bottom line, it's very, very thin, and it's going to pull that bobbin thread up. So you can see how on the green, you can see how nice it came out. So most machines have this. You don't really need a specialty needle. You could just use your number 1 foot. That would work great. If you like extra visibility like I do, like this project, I needed to stop the stitches before this, before I got to the ribbon. And that was pretty important. So I used the clear foot so I didn't overstep my bounds. The clear foot is number 39, or you could use 39C, or you could use 34 or 34C. Hey, Lynn from Newmarket, I know you. Yeah, so that's how you do the hand look stitch. Got it? It's on most machines. It's in the Quilting Stitches. Let's look back where it was on the machine. Left, right, I can't remember what I need to do. So remember, it's going to be here in the Quilting Stitches. Let me zoom in a bit for you. There you go. So here's all your different stitch categories. Utility, decorative, alphabet, buttonhole. We're looking for the quilting one. And it's in there, and it's There's different stitches. 1305 is 6 stitches per inch, so it's actually a bigger stitch. More of that colored bobbin thread will show. And I picked 1306, which is 8 stitches per inch. There's also a 10 stitches per inch. And there's a really cute one here called Irregular, where it's kind of a randomized size, and it makes it look like a beginner hand quilter quilted it. Isn't that hilarious? I love that one too. So your machine may have some or all of those hand look stitches. Now I want to address Carolyn, who wrote in. She wanted to do this same stitch on an 880. So let's look at the 880 for a second. I have to move this camera over, and I want to show you how funny this little studio is. It's tight in here, it's tight. All right, here we go. I think I'm gonna have to stand for this portion of the show. Okay, sorry everyone, let's get that going. So here's our 880. I'm gonna just zoom out a bit. There we go. So Carolyn, 880, same thing. You're just going to select the stitch in the quilting stitches, and it should be right there. Where is it? There they are. I'm going to pick 8 stitches per inch. And on this machine, I have the bottom line. That's my top thread, so it's going to be invisible. And in the bottom, I have the Aurifil. All right, I'm behind the machine, so I can't see if you guys can see it. Give me 1 second. Oh, if I turn this around, I would be able to see. There you go. All right, so let's zoom in so you can see. Here we go. Slow speed. It has a bit of a back and forth motion. So Carolyn, this is it with, this is the default tension, which is 5.0, and it came out looking really, really good. If you have an 8 series, do not use embroidery tension. Just use stitching tension. Can you see this one? See how great it came out? You may have to increase the tension all the way up to 8. You could go as high as 8. And that's another reason why you want to stitch slowly, because all that tension on that fine, fine thread may cause it to break. Now the reason I keep mentioning bottom line, bottom line, bottom line over and over again is a lot of us have other threads like monopoly. Sorry, let's see what I also have here. Superior Threads monopoly. This one is really stretchy, and I find it just doesn't work as nice as the bottom line does. The other thing you could try is wonderful products like Deco Bob or Invisifil. Those would be great. They're not going to have as much stretch as the monopoly. So try those out. That would be awesome. So there you go. We know how to do it on a 5 series machine. We know how to do it on an 8 series machine. Carolyn, just do not thread for embroidery. Embroidery adds more tension to the bobbin. If you add more tension to the bobbin, you're not going to be able to pull that beautiful bobbin thread up. So hopefully that'll help you a whole bunch with your hand look quilting. And we have it on many, many machines. I just want to see if my computer will act a little bit nicer now. No, it's giving you too many flashes. You don't want that. All right, so that was one stitch I wanted to show you. Did you guys know that was on your machine? Did you know that we had that amazing stitch? I think it's the coolest thing. Okay, so now I'm going to show you sorry about my back there. I'm going to show you how to do Faux Sashko. So if you don't want to try that because it's too much setup, it's too tricky, what about trying Faux Sashko, which is really just top stitching. Do you see it there? And you see what I did? I am using a red top stitching thread and I'm using a black bobbin thread. And I let the black bobbin thread actually come to the top to kind of look like the stitches are actually separated as if I did them by hand. It's a bit sneaky, but it's doable. All right, so let me show you how to do that. Alan's asking me about my shoes. I've shown you everything today, Alan. It's kind of a rough day. I need one more camera, I think. I don't know. All right, so to do this technique, you need like a top stitching thread, and you could use jeans thread, you know, those stuff that's kind of yellow for hemming jeans. You could use the blue stuff. I'm picking the red stuff because, well, that's Bernina colors, right? And don't let the technician see. I'm going to pull the thread out the wrong way. Oh my gosh, I'm probably fired by now. And I'm going to use this top thread. It is really thick. It is, what weight is this stuff? Do you guys know? It is thick. It feels like a cord. All right, so there's no way I can use a regular needle for this. It's just not going to fit in there. This is polyester, and it is, you only get 30 meters on a spool. So that's a thick thread. So that regular 80 needle is not going to work. I like a top stitch needle for this, but my top stitch needle here at work is only a 90, and that's not going to be big enough. I'm going to go for 100. I'm going to go for a perfect score. I'm going to go for a leather needle because it'll have a nice big eye too. You could also use a metallic needle. Anything with a big eye would be great, and the eye is the hole where the needle has to, the thread has to pass through. So I'm going to insert that flat to the back, and this is for top stitching or this faux sashiko look, or some people call it coordinate. There's a whole bunch of techniques just like this in the big book of feet, and I highly recommend that you look that up in the big book of feet. All right, I don't want to bend my needle threader because this cord is so thick, so I'm gonna try to pass it through manually. And it's hard to do, especially when you should go see the eye doctor one of these days. Oh, sorry about this. I should have pre-threaded. There, I got it. All right, I'm going to do that, flat to the back, all the way up. There we go, nice big needle. All right, and the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to change my bobbin to be black because I'm going to sew on a black piece of thread, and the black will make it look, it'll break that color up and it'll make it look like the hand stitch, right, Al? No problem, right? We got this, no problem. Yeah, top stitch needles are the best. I usually have them for quilting in here anyway, but I've been using them a lot. You could use any foot for this, but I highly recommend the number 11. I'm going to bring it close so you can see the number 11 coordinate foot. And the reason is it's got this nice groove, and it's going to hold that cord exactly in place for me. It's not going to get bunched up under the foot. This is going to help keep it straight too. I just think this is a great foot for this technique. This is a 5mm foot, and you'll notice I have a 9mm wide machine. And guess what? It's going to work perfectly fine. All right, so we don't want the quilting stitch for this. I'm just going to select stitch number 1, and I'm going to change the stitch length to at least 3. a bigger stitch looks nice with this technique. Here we go. Don't you guys miss Sarah? She's such a good photographer. And I'm going to go slow again because we have to allow time for that big thread to pass around the hook. It's a lot of work for this machine. There we go. I didn't make any tension adjustments yet. I'm just letting it sew and sew and sew. All right, let's take a look at this. I'm not going to use my cutter because I don't want this thread to jam under my cutter. So I'm just going to go foot up, needle up, and take it out and cut the thread. Wow, I don't think I need to make any adjustments. What do you think? It's beautiful. It looks great, just like Faux Sashko. If you wanted that sort of thread break to be a little bit bigger, you could put a little bit of a thicker thread in the bobbin. That would look really good. I'm coming back. Don't worry. I'll fix this camera for next time. There we go. So that's what the sample looks like. And here's how it came out on my finished product. I made just a little bag. This is from the book called The Purse Clasp Book. And it's just a simple little purse. And I just made a little rectangle. And then I glued it into the clasp. And this is to remind me that I used Gorilla Glue for this. This is my new Gorilla Glue pouch. No, it's not. It was to remind me today. And the book that was from was the Purse Clasp Book by, it just says hardware included, the Purse Clasp Book. And this was published in 2017 by the Zaka Workshop. It's a really nice book, and it even comes with a couple of clasps inside the book. It's great. So give it a try. You can, of course, use this technique on just about any project. I'm going to send you, hi everyone, I'm back. I'm going to include a Pinterest page with a couple of projects. There's one for a scissor cover. There's a great one for a wallet. There's a Sashko sampler. You could use that to make a pillow top, you know, something like these ones that I made a long time ago. Any other questions about that? Yeah, Linda, I'm standing up and it was hard to thread the needle. That's a good idea. Yeah. I'm glad you guys really enjoyed this technique. I hope you'll try it on something. I think a quilt would look amazing with that hand look stitch on it. I've only done small projects with it, but I think I'm going to tackle a quilt with it next. And just remember, the key to that hand look quilt stitch, I said it, is to definitely try to find a store that carries Superior Threads bottom line or a Wonderfill Deco Bob Invisafill, something like that. I think we finished all the questions. Everybody loves my purse full of glue. I think I'll go take a break and find something prettier to put inside my purse. And I'll see you all in 2 weeks. We'll have another great topic. And oh, I nearly forgot. I wanted to remind you, if you're interested in that number 39 foot or the coordinate foot number 11, we still have our autumn sale on with the coupon for buy 2 presser feet, get 1 free at all our participating dealers. And I can't think of one that's not participating in Canada. So get out there, and if you need some feet, you want to think about purchasing them soon. The sale ends October 17th. Have a great time sewing, everyone. See you in 2 weeks. Bye. See you.